When I was studying in the conservatory, there was one moment in a lesson that I will never forget. I was playing a long run for my teacher, and every single time, right before the end, I would mess up, and it was so frustrating. And my teacher, he smiled and said, "Play it again, but add an extra octave." And so I did, not expecting anything different, obviously. But what happened next blew my mind. You would think that I messed up in the same place, right? Because I had been messing it up all the time in this exact same spot. But this time, I actually messed up an entire octave higher. No matter how short or long the run was, I would just keep messing up at the end of it. So today I want to dive deeper into long runs and give you two different scenarios so that after this video you can recognize what's causing your frustration and, more importantly, that you know what to do about it. So here's what I want you to do. If you have a passage similar to mine and you keep messing up in approximately the same place and you're frustrated, I want you to do the same experiment. So extend it by one octave. Now observe, does the mistake stay in the same place or does it actually move up a bit? Because these are two completely different problems that actually need two completely different solutions. Scenario 1, when you add an extra octave, the mistake also moves up. So when I extended the passage an octave, the mistake actually moved up. And it did that because several reasons, but the first is thinking ahead. In order to play piano, you have this constant juggling act. You have to be focused on the now, but at the same time, you also have to be focused on looking ahead. And in this case, there was a slight mismatch. My brain was already thinking I had arrived at the ending, while my hands were actually still a little bit behind. So if you're actually messing up a similar passage to this, you're doing a good job because you are looking ahead, and that's great. We just need to optimize the balance, the juggling act between focusing on the now and also looking ahead at the same time. And I'll have some exercises for you on that later on in the video. But first, let's get back to our passage to make sure that looking ahead doesn't mess up our fingers. So now that we know the reason for messing up, we can actually make specific exercises to improve our passage really quickly. And the first we already discussed, simply actually adding an octave to remove that psychological feeling of I'm there, I'm almost at the finish line. It's also not only anticipation, but also a certain pressure. Especially if you've messed up before at the same spot, you're going to be anticipating almost the messing up. So just moving the finish line already starts removing that pressure and removing that psychological feeling of the finish line. Exercise 2, and this is a really powerful one, it's give the last few notes a specific job. So, for example, a crescendo or a decrescendo. Just giving this specific tasks forces your brain to stay in the now and not look too far ahead. Exercise 3 is perhaps the easiest one. It's don't play the last note. This removes the feeling of arrival and actually, surprisingly enough, works really, really well to remove that pressure. And you'll see that usually if you remove the last note, you'll actually stop messing up. So keep in mind, these are exercises and you do need to combine these exercises with actually playing the passage the way it's supposed to. Now, I promised you an exercise generally to help you balance following what's happening now and also at the same time anticipating, which is really one of the most important skills that you need for piano playing. And I've obviously tried loads of things, but for me, the easiest way to keep myself in the now while still looking ahead is simply listening. The moment that you really listen to the sound that you're producing, your focus comes back in the now automatically. And with listening, I actually mean listen and evaluate. I'm always listening and giving myself feedback in real time. And if you're doing that, you cannot not be in the now. So up till now, we've been talking about a problem that seemed technical, but was actually psychological. What if actually you're trying this enthusiastically, but your mistake doesn't move? Your mistake stays on the same spot. Actually, that's really good news because that also gives you a clear indication of the problem. It is technical, it is your fingers. And from my 17 years of experience, I can tell you that often it can be one of two things. First one is fingering, and the second one is physical anticipation. With physical anticipation, I mean that there is a certain movement that you have to anticipate. It's a simple skill, right? For skills, you need a certain physical anticipation. And that physical anticipation comes in the turns. So if you prepare in the last moment, you'll see that this turn is really difficult, right? If you don't prepare at all, you have to make a very blocky, clumsy movement. So here, this is what I mean with physical anticipation. If you start, look at my thumb, I start turning here already, and I'm ready. Again, prepare. Your arm moves in order to... And if you don't make that physical movement, if you don't anticipate that, that is something that causes you very often to mess up in these kinds of technical passages. Most people think that when something goes wrong, they just need to practice more, they need to slow it down, and they need to repeat it again. Which I'm happier if you're doing that, I'm happy at least you're slowing down, but just repeating doesn't give you the most efficient result. And as you saw in this video, sometimes the problem is physical, but sometimes the problem is psychological. And the more information you have about the problem, the better you'll be able to think of exercises in order to fix it. So I'm really curious, if you have a passage similar to this, did you try to extend it with an octave and did the mistake move or did the mistake stay in the same place? Leave it down in the comments below. I hope this was useful to you. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.